Hi everyone, this is Dr. Claudia Laufer, or Kai for short. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about real foods versus food-like substances. In America, a lot of the foods you buy that are processed are not really food anymore. They're just food-like substances that are created in labs, mainly to add the minimum amount of nutrition at the cheapest cost, but add a lot of flavorings like salts and sugars that get us addicted to the food. Real food, on the other hand, is the food that grows in the dirt, food that doesn't come with labels because they are an ingredient and not just food-like substances and chemicals. So there's a few tips that can help you stick with foods that are real, and anything that is not highly processed will have better nutrient profiles for the body, and also the substances are going to be able to metabolize by the body better. So there's a few tips I have for you today. Tip number one is when you go to the grocery store, stay along the edges of the store and avoid the bowels of the store. The way grocery stores are stacked is that everything that is fresh, which is real food and doesn't have preservatives, is at the outskirts of the store because that's where it's easiest replenished. So those are the items they need to restock every day, and that's why they're at the periphery of the store. The deeper you get into the aisles of the grocery store, the crappier the food will be, because the preserved food and the canned foods and the prepackaged foods, they last forever. They don't need to be replaced that much. So in general, if you just keep in mind to stay along the periphery, that's where you have the produce, that's where you have dairy, that's where you have breads, that's where you have meats. So stay along the outside, and if you go into the bowels of the store and you end up getting some food that comes with a label, read the label. The one thing you want to make sure is that everything that is on that label is a word for something that you have in the kitchen. So tomatoes, salt, oregano, onions, garlic, those are all real foods. Those are ingredients that you will have in your kitchen as well. So as long as every single ingredient on the label is a food you recognize and you can pronounce it, then that's a fairly safe bet that you're dealing with a real food, which will have some compromise in nutrient content because it was processed, but it will still be easy to digest and process by the body, and you will get out of it what you need. What I always told my patients is when you look at the labels, if there's words that you don't even know how to pronounce it and you have no clue where you would find something like that, those are the products you want to stay away from, because those are the supplements, the chemicals that are added to food so they last longer. A lot of times there's a lot of different flavor, a lot of different additives in it. And unfortunately, food companies are not even required to test how these different chemicals interact when they go together into a food. So not only do you get food with a bunch of chemicals in it, but on top of it, they never ever tested to see whether all these chemicals, when you put them together, actually stay the way they are and don't turn into other toxic byproducts, which chemicals that are put together in a place have a tendency to do. They react. So long story short, when you go grocery shopping, stay around the perimeters, get your meats, get your fresh produce, get dairy or bread section. When you go into the center of the aisles, make sure to read the labels and stay away from anything that has ingredients on the label that you cannot identify as a food. So have a great day.